Most compliments land and disappear within seconds. People hear them, smile politely, and move on. But every once in a while, someone says something that stops you completely. Something that stays with you for days, maybe years. Something that makes you see yourself differently. That is not luck. That is not charm. That is psychology. And today, I am going to show you exactly how to do it. Here are 5 psychology-backed ways to give compliments that people will genuinely never forget. The first one is to compliment their essence, not their performance. This is the difference between a compliment that lands for a second and one that stays forever. A performance-based compliment sounds like you did a great job in that meeting, or your guitar skills are incredible. And sure, those feel nice in the moment, but they are attached to something the person did, not who they are. An essence compliment goes somewhere deeper. It sounds like you bring something into a room that is hard to explain, but everyone feels it. Or you have this grounding energy that makes people around you feel genuinely calm, or simply being around you makes everything feel a little lighter. That kind of compliment is not about a skill or an achievement. It speaks directly to someone's core identity. And research in psychology consistently shows that the feedback we remember longest is the kind that reflects back who we are, not just what we have done. Touch someone's essence, and you touch something they carry with them everywhere. The second trick is to be specific so their brain actually believes you. Here is something most people do not realize. When a compliment is vague, our brains automatically file it under social politeness. It sounds kind, but it does not register as real. You are so funny. You are amazing. You are so talented. These phrases feel like something anyone would say to anyone. They slide right off. But the moment you get specific, something shifts. Instead of saying you are funny, try this. The way you tell a story is genuinely brilliant. Your timing? The way your voice changes right before the punchline, I cannot explain it. But it works every single time. Now the brain cannot dismiss it. There is detail. There is evidence. And evidence makes people believe you actually mean what you are saying. Specificity is the difference between a compliment that feels like a greeting card and one that feels like the truth. The third trick is to make it about how they make you feel. Objective compliments: you are smart, you are beautiful, you are talented, keep the other person at arm's length. They are being evaluated from a distance. But the moment you bring yourself into it, everything changes. When you tell someone how they affect you personally, the compliment stops being a judgment and becomes a connection. Try something like, every time we talk, I leave feeling clearer about things. I do not fully understand how you do that, but you do. Or when you laugh, something in the room shifts. It is genuinely impossible not to feel it. That kind of compliment is not just about them. It is about what happens between the two of you. And that is something they will think about long after the conversation ends. The fourth trick is to use the word because. This one is simple, and it is surprisingly powerful. When someone tells you that you are beautiful or intelligent or kind, there is often a quiet voice inside that pushes back. Are they just being polite? Do they really mean that? Maybe they are just trying to make me feel good. We deflect compliments constantly, often because we do not fully believe them ourselves. But when you add the word because, something changes completely. You are giving evidence, and evidence is hard to argue with. Instead of you are beautiful, try you are beautiful, because there is something about the way your eyes look. When you are genuinely excited about something, it is completely impossible to look away. Instead of you are so smart, try you are so smart. Because the way you think through a problem out loud, the connections you make, it genuinely surprises me every time. Because turns a compliment into proof, and proof builds trust in a way that empty praise never can. The fifth trick, and this is the most powerful one of all, is to compliment something they feel insecure about. Think about the areas of your life where you already feel confident. Maybe it is your work ethic or your sense of humor or the way you look. When someone compliments you in those areas, it registers as pleasant, but it does not shake you, because you already believe it. Now think about the places where you feel uncertain, where you have been putting in quiet effort that nobody seems to notice. Maybe it is a new skill you have been building, a language you have started learning, public speaking you have been terrified of but pushing through anyway. When someone looks directly at that tender, uncertain place and tells you they see something real there, that hits completely differently. Imagine someone who just started learning Spanish and has been secretly afraid they sound ridiculous. And a friend says your Spanish is genuinely impressive for someone who just started. You have a natural instinct for the rhythm of it. Or imagine someone who has been terrified of presenting at work, and someone pulls them aside after and says you have a natural presence on stage. People were leaning in. I noticed that compliment does not just feel good. It changes something. It reaches a place that has been waiting to be seen. And that is where the most unforgettable compliments Live not in the places people already feel strong, but in the places they have been quietly hoping someone would finally notice. Use these 5 techniques and watch what happens. Not because you are trying to manipulate anyone, but because a well-placed, genuinely felt compliment might be one of the most generous things one person can give another. It can touch a part of someone that has been overlooked for a long time, and sometimes that changes everything.